Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 156. The march is over, and it was good. It was a good march. Good march to victory.
Uh-huh.
Reese is with us as usual, and we got Zabarin, the man who has the plan,
Mm-hmm.
or
Well,
at least
I
married
execute
to
the
the woman
plan.
who had the plan.
Yes, the Baroness has the plan. I just do the stuff. Yeah,
So,
this was a much reduced size from last year, but I felt it was a more intimate setting and it was more for wargaming, less about all the other stuff. So I think we counted
I,
50 people this year, maybe
you know
60.
that's you know what? To be honest, I think that's exactly kind of where we actually were last year. If you take out all of the vultures,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. The people that were
uh,
there for other reasons
auction.
besides
Yeah,
wargaming.
exactly.
Yeah.
So before we go too deep into it, we're gonna run through a couple things like I normally do. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
First off, and we've got him with us to answer this question. Um, when are we expecting uh, Arena of Blood?
So we have it on I believe we have it on the website as June 12th for delivery date, and that'll be PDFs and books because we don't put the PDFs out till people got their
Right.
15th. Sorry, the 15th. Because we don't like to have, you ordered a book and then you see somebody that's like, hey, I got my PDF, and you're like, well, crap. So,
I
yep.
I agree. That's what you need to do.
So there, it's at the printer, and I've got 3 more cards to design for the card deck, and we're ready to go. So.
Outstanding. So, folks, this is a brand new game system. It is not a Fistful of Lead game. It is Arena of Blood, and it is all about gladiatorial combat in ancient Rome. Very Hollywood style. Um, I've played it several times. It's a blast. It went over beautifully at March to Victory. We've got some photos of it here in a little bit. But yeah, head on over to wiley-games.com. Do your pre-order now. If you order before April 12th and you use the coupon code GLADIUS, GLADIUS, all capital letters, you'll get an additional 10% off of the purchase price. You can get the bundle of cards, and you stupid thing is doing that thing again. You get the cards and the book. Normally that's $40. You can get it for $36. You get an additional $3.60 off of that. I don't math, but that's like $32.40 or some damn thing like that.
It makes it so you can get the PDF for almost
$2.50.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody, when anybody asks, well, can I get the PDF when I buy the bundle? Absolutely. It'll just only cost you 40, whatever it costs, So that's the way you do it. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun.
In fact, we just sent out an email today, an email blast that's got a link to Mini Warmut and McMurray's playthrough they did. So you can watch it.
Definitely go check it out. That is over on the Warmut's page channel thing here. So
yeah, it's under his live videos.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, under his lives. Of course, the other thing we come to talk about is geekgamingusa.com. Get your basing material. This stuff is the bee's knees.
Does it come in that thing?
No, it does not come in that thing. It comes in a baggie. But I need to get a new thing because my thing broke. So I got to be careful with it. But in fact, I was talking to somebody. Oh, my buddy Joel. He was looking at getting some of that Army Painter, that box of Army Painter flock and whatnot. I said, dude, don't spend your money on that.
Yeah.
Go to geekgamingusa.com. If you tell me that you're buying it, I'll send a missive to McMurray, and McMurray will send some goofy shit to you in your package. So there you go. We're all caught up. The thing that we want to make sure everybody is aware of, that March to Victory is, we're not touting it as a convention anymore. It is just one of the 5 gaming events that Jay and Robin and the Basement Generals host.
Well, you're an honorary member of the Basement Generals, so you can call yourself we.
So we put on. And the reason for that is the previous 2 years, we had a really good time. We had a lot of fun. We were, I'll say it right out, in a substandard facility, especially for the price that they were raking us for and what they wanted to double rake us for.
And if you wanted plumbing.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So, we were lucky enough to have Game Cafe say, hey, if you want some space, we got space, and it's only going to cost you like a lot less, like a whole crap ton less.
Like a tenth of what the other one was.
Yeah, exactly.
And we actually had more space than we needed, and we can have it again.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will also say that not our next one, which is May the 4th, which is when we do our Star Wars extravaganza, but in July, we have already paid for and booked 3 trails for our Battles and Brews. So that's just
outstanding.
It's just across the way from where we had March to Victory, and it's a local brewery, and they give us the space down below, and it's actually bigger than where we were for March to Victory, and might actually have some vendors this time, but I don't know. We'll see. We have room for them, but
so and maybe not. And I like the fact we didn't have vendors. So if you wanted to buy gaming material, you had to go to Game Cafe to make the purchase.
And they told us we could. It was just like, I don't know, part of me felt weird because they've got all that stuff there, and then 2,
exactly.
It's just, it would have been packing it in even more. So
and and how it's set up at Game Cafe is it's what they've got 3 gaming rooms on 3 different levels. Yeah, and the other 2 levels are not ADA compliant.
Yeah.
So
and when you're talking war gamers, you're talking you're gonna get
old fat guys.
50 people, you're gonna have about 5 that have canes or walkers or something, or at least aren't that stable going up and down stairs for a building that was built in the, let's say, 1900.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
whereas I think Battles and Brews, we actually have a space where you can come in on the ground floor and don't have to.
Yep, exactly. So it's just it was a good time. We had 17 scheduled games,
but we actually did more.
And we did actually do more.
Mr. Reese brought an extra game. You brought an extra game. So, we actually had more. So,
and I lost count of how many sessions of my air combat we actually ran.
That's cool.
I played 3.
Okay, I ran a few more than that.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, so that air combat game was a lot of fun. That air combat game was a whole lot of fun.
So he's printing thousands more of them.
Yeah, I'm just going batshit with.
You'll have to send me the rules, Reese, because I found some STLs for the Crimson Skies.
Oh shit,
Oh,
dude!
Era.
Yep,
I was
scat 'em
gonna shrink
out.
them. I was gonna shrink them down, and then have a little battle between the industrial states of America and the Empire State. That kind of throw in
Let's do
some
it.
Zeppelins.
Do
So,
Outstanding.
I look forward to that. If only I could get a hold of some Star Wars STL files to do 1/600 Star Wars.
Oh, I'm sure they're.
Oh, they're out there. I'm sure they
Oh, I
are.
know. I've already got a few of them on Skullforge.
So. Mr. McMurray is back. Hello, sir.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
Doing real well. Doing real well. I'm just checking out the chat. They're just buzzing along over here.
Have a little conversation between themselves.
Yeah,
They always do. They always do. Just checking to see if there's anything of import here. Yeah, we got the usual suspects in here.
Michael.
So let's go ahead. We're gonna grab some, pull up this slideshow here.
Slideshow number 1. You can tell this one's the more professional because you tell Robin did this one.
Right. So there is Arena of the Blood. I mean, you had a good little Coliseum going there.
Yeah, we
quite
ran
nice.
that. We ran that twice, and everyone seemed to really have a good time. So that made me feel good. There was
Yeah,
lots of sales from that one.
and it sounded like there was a lot of fun going on with it.
Oh yeah, there was that's where we had like so many people playing. I just dismantled the arena so we could just have it, have the center of it. At one point it was just purely, I had people not blind pick, but I had them pick their gladiators and put them face down and then reveal them at the same time. And we had 2 shooters. We had a Sagittarius guy with a bow, and then we had a Belite, had a guy with a spear, and we got to see how the rules work when they were just sitting there chucking stuff at each other. And then somebody ran out of arrows and had to charge in and fight that way. So it was pretty fun.
There you go.
I've already got plans to do a post-apocalyptic version, do a little
Warmut alert. Warmut
Blood
alert.
of Heroes action going on.
Yeah.
We have post-apocalyptic Arena of Blood Warmut.
Yeah.
Speaking of post-apocalyptic, we got
Yep.
Chaos in Old Town.
Always a fan favorite.
Ken put this one on, and as usual, the board looked beautiful. The figures were magnificent. Fun was had by all, I believe.
Yeah, I think he had an 8-player game going in it.
He did. He
was-
had a full table. This was, I think, Saturday night, Saturday morning.
Right. Either
He
way.
did Friday night and Saturday morning. He
He was almost
for this
full
one.
for both sessions.
Yeah, he won an award for that one. So,
Yes, he did.
which I don't pick him. That was by the players. So
Yeah.
there's Mr. Bird.
I had to ask him about that because Chris mentioned the table looks great, and it seems like every time I see that table, there's just more and more stuff, and it always
Yeah, he keeps adding to it.
And he does, yeah, and he's doing a really good job of maintaining the same kind of aesthetic throughout all of it, so that it's not blatantly obvious. Oh, he bought a collection from somebody, and here's those pieces scattered in. It's just more and more detail.
And he sticks with my adage of more terrain, more terrain, more
Yeah.
terrain. You shouldn't have too many. I always say you shouldn't have an an open area of more than 12 inches to shoot. So
He certainly
Yeah.
hammered that one out.
Then we had Blood and Plunder being run.
yeah, you ran that one
Um,
Friday night and I think Saturday.
Yeah,
That seemed to get a lot of hoots and hollers. So
yeah. Looks like they were having a lot of fun with it.
yeah, the guy that ran it, he just doesn't. I don't think he doesn't get to run too much where he
Yeah.
games. So he was glad to bring it out and play it. So.
Then we had Fields of Provence. My what a
Ugh,
taker!
it was bad.
That is my all-time bestest buddy, Mr. Chris Copeland.
I was about to. That's the guy who hangs out with the sleepy guy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That was an excellent game.
So that's my table. Not quite as fantastic as Mr. Kins, but it's I do what I can. Again, no real long fields of fire there. No table length lanes.
Shots. Yeah. Good for you.
So, Reese found the accelerator on a Jagd Panther, and he started off.
I had transmission issues, just in the wrong way. They went forward.
Exactly.
And stopped.
Yeah,
I think that's how German transmissions catch fire.
Yeah. I think we need to add a rule. If a Jagd Panther moves more than 28 inches in a single turn,
Holy shit!
I had
32
32 inches of movement on that first.
It like
yeah, you get
blows the
32
tread and engine
Yeah.
flames out.
Yeah, but he killed a couple of tanks, if I'm not mistaken.
Killed just one, but I
oh, yeah,
pinned
you
the
killed
other
one.
down long enough
It was the kid in the was he in an M10 or was he in the
So
an M4.
Copeland was running one M10 and one Pershing, and I blew up
Yeah.
the M10 and pinned his Pershing.
yeah, but the other kid.
Well, that was
no,
your
that
problem
was
playing a kid because they always win.
well. I say kid. He was in his 20s.
My age.
That's a kid.
He had 2 or 3 kills on the Germans. He was tearing it up.
I should hope that the Jagd Panther could knock out an M10. That's
yeah,
oh, yeah.
like 6 yards.
Yeah. So,
Charged up on him pretty quick.
so it's interesting. This guy in the stripes here, see next to Copeland, he was actually in the 49th Armored Division slightly later than the time frame that I'm doing my project in.
I would assume so. He doesn't
Oh,
look like he's
remember-
walking around with a walker or a coffin.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Well, they had remember when you ran your tank game over at Wiley War Games weekend? You had you had a dude that was a tanker and another guy who had actually been stationed
Yep.
right where you were running your
Yeah.
game at in the period
Yeah.
that you were running your game at.
And they seem to like it, so I must be doing something historically, right?
Reese had some very similar experiences, I think.
Yeah, I had 2 Vietnam era veterans at my way game.
Yeah, which we're going to be coming up to here pretty soon.
Sorry,
65
wasn't trying
minutes
to
into
rush it.
Peking. No, you're fine. I don't know a whole lot about this game, other than it was really cool to look at. I don't know.
It's
the
based
rules.
on there was a game in an old War Games Illustrated issue that was called 55 Minutes of Peking, and this was based off of that. But he said he had kind of cleaned it up and sped it up because it was from like the 80s and had all the problems that 80s War Games had with some bogging down stuff. I've actually played this game somewhere else in like 28 millimeter. These dudes were like 172nd or 20 millimeter
Yeah.
kind of guys, but it's basically you're defending the legations during the Boxer Rebellion. So all those little buildings with the flags in them were different legations, one for Russia, one for Belgium, one for Germany, and they all have a limited amount of like ammo and ways to fight fires and all that kind of stuff. And if he was using the same rules, it's got an interesting mechanic because the Chinese are their stats are based on how big the mob of them are at the time. So if there's like 10 figures, they roll like, a 10-sided dice, and if there's 8, they use it. It gets the tougher they are, the bigger they are, kind of a thing. So
Right. So, but it was a good looking table. Like I said, I didn't know a whole lot, but again, he had a full table of players,
Yeah.
and they seemed
He
to
got
like
the
it. So,
he got the award for best historical, although people voted kind of early, and I felt like there were some people Saturday night who had more. There were more historical games that didn't get voted on. So like
yeah,
Reese's game and McMurray's game, and
exactly.
there was another one that all started kind of Saturday afternoon that didn't get voted on. So
Yeah. Then we had my game of Ocean Thunder, Battle of Cape Matapan. Had a pretty full table there. I did pull off, that's not all of the ships. I pulled off probably a third of the destroyers on each side. But it played pretty well. Got done in the 3 hours with the British coming up with the win. It was an expensive win. Two sunk battleships, and one definitely needing to go into a dry dock for repairs.
Holy shit! Really?
I believe that it's
Yeah.
called a Pyrrhic victory, Chris.
Yeah. They kept
Big
the,
time, especially
the
considering the
Italians
Italians
away,
had
but
one battleship there.
yeah, that Italian battleship almost got sunk also. It was 2 points away from being at the bottom as fish feed.
They sunk Vittorio
So-
Veneto, right?
Yeah,
Okay, I guess they got that going
No.
for them.
right. So, but
Yeah, I don't know if you could call that a British victory, Chris.
they kept the Italians away from the convoys.
They kept those Italians away from the convoys. The issue is the Italians still have 4 more battleships, and that's the entire British Mediterranean fleet sunk.
Tactically they won. Strategically they lost.
I feel like even tactically that's still an Italian. Well, I don't know. Anyways, all right, cool.
Well, the Italians did lose like all of their cruisers, though.
Well, yeah, but they traded 1 battleship for 3.
Yeah.
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 Anyhow, keep going. My bad. I'm not poo-pooing stuff.
But-
Holy
but,
smokes, we need a better British admiral.
So they I think a good set of rules is once you've explained them and the players get a half a turn in and they start explaining it to each other and you're just there to clarify questions, you've got a decent set of rules. So
Yeah, I was going to say
that's-
you were turned around talking about Martians by the time we were playing.
yeah.
That was pretty
So-
entertaining.
I mean, we
That's
even had
pretty
the old
outstanding.
guys there.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Martians, we had
Uh-huh.
McMurray running his 15 Martians
Yeah, I actually got
And,
to play this one.
at whatever
Yeah, it was
analogous
just-
name of Rourke's Drift you got there.
Yeah, kind of like Rourke's. It was an amalgamation of all the Victorian colonial tropes I could come up with, right? So you got the Rourke's Drift sort of look to it, but then it's British or it's Germans and civilians as if it were the legation sector, and then there's a British relief column that's trying to get there in time, kind of like Gordon at Khartoum. It's just everything. And in one game, the British relief column got there in time, and the other game, it didn't. It was Yeah, we played it twice. I think everybody had a blast. People were certainly, rolling around doing goofy stuff, enjoying themselves. Todd wound up getting pretty much every figure of his wiped off almost by the end of turn 1, certainly by the end of turn 2. Then Jay drew a Joker and gave him a squad back.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, Jay got to play, and I think all of you guys did, didn't you?
I played.
I did not play it.
Oh, okay. You were just
Unfortunately.
hanging out for most of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
that
He
one.
was just giving us 2 cents. He was a
He was a
he
tactical
was the advisor.
There you go.
Yeah. I was advising the one guy who doesn't need to be advised, the Marine Sergeant Major there.
That'll happen. Mike certainly got his guys stuck in.
Yeah, he did.
100%.
And so did Chris. I was very I was very surprised by Mr. Copeland. That is not
Meanwhile, when Reese was
normal
playing,
at
I
all.
don't think his relief column ever got anywhere near the.
See, I was intentionally not calling Reese out for not being a Victorian gentleman and advancing nobly against the Colonials. But
Yeah.
yes, he did not. Reese was a far more conservative relief column.
I was. I did engage the enemy and kill quite a few, but I did not get to the combat in time.
He pulled the El Teb battle plane or the Angerman battle plane where he squared up and yeah. But no, it was good. We had a bunch of different varieties of Martians, a bunch of different varieties of colonial troops. There's some Martian sepoys in there somewhere. They had a dynamite gun, which is cool. I had a whole bunch of people think that was not actually a thing. And then be very
it's a
surprised when
thing.
I told them that it was, that Teddy Roosevelt had one. Maybe that's what I'll have to do. See, I told myself that this year, since Jay's coming out with Victorian sci-fi, I'd run a couple Victorian sci-fi games, and then I would run games that focus on the French being dicks. So we're going to do like Murs El Kabir.
That
I
could
might-
be the same thing.
I might co-opt Reese's air combat stuff for some North Africa / over Gibraltar stuff where the French are trying to shoot down Americans and British, and all that nonsense. Because everybody needs to remember that the vast majority of French folks just bent right over and decided they wanted to be like the Nazis, or at least go along with them, including Darland and John Sewell. And so that's going to be one of the prizes, I think, for a Murs El Kabir game, which the idea is there. Chris, you'll enjoy this. The French break out of Murs El Kabir, and then Somerville fights John Sewell. And then at the end of the game, the winner gets, a painted up gold and silver head of John Sewell and Darland.
There you go.
But yeah. Anyways, I don't know where I was
Chris
going
Long's
with
calling
that,
you out, Reese,
but we
Well,
might have
I
to
was
do
marching to the sound of my own guns.
which were silent.
No, they were blazing.
He did okay. Again, Chris
Um,
Copeland was very aggressive right up in his face and did a good job holding him there.
Yeah, and I was skirmishing with the guy to my right too. I don't remember who that was.
Oh shit, what was his name? Sam.
Yes.
So,
Dude, this
Mr.
game,
Willard,
hell yeah.
of course, had Last Action Heroes. Again, I have yet to play the game. It looks like it was a blast.
Yeah.
Any game
When I saw Kevin McAllister from
Yeah.
Home Alone go into the lava pit,
Yeah.
I didn't realize he was in there, and then I don't remember who had him turn their card over, like, check this out. What the shit is this? I love it.
yeah, he was fighting the Terminator.
Yeah.
Nice. So, but Steve always puts on a great game, and it's always looks fabulous. And then we had
Big
chariot
gladiator
races.
race or a big chariot race.
Merle Dillinger had chariot races using DGS's Chariot Rules for Free Blades.
I don't know.
You know, looks like fun was had by all.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Terror Island. You can't have a Basement Generals gaming event
Without a little
Island
visit
now.
to Terror Island. That was the bloodiest I've ever seen it, as you can tell from that picture.
Yeah. It went by quick, too.
You mean the dogs were out tearing people up?
Yeah. Byram's Ford was a Civil War game. I don't know the rule set that was used, but my
Did not look
understanding,
like. It didn't look like Fire and Fury. It looked like something else.
I think it was Johnny Reb 2, now that I think
There
about
you
it. But Byram's Ford, I guess, is a battlefield in the Kansas City area around Swope Park.
Yep.
And
It was part of the bigger Battle of Westport,
okay.
which was huge by even by Civil War standards. It's like
Correct.
so much,
Gettysburg of the West.
cavalry as it, was involved in that.
Steve says it was hands down the bloodiest Terror Island game yet at only 6 turns. So there you have it. But the table was magnificent. It was really, really nice.
Yeah, they won for best terrain, I believe.
Yeah, and rightfully so, because if I'm not mistaken, this is actually the topography of that area in Swope Park.
Yep. He brings this
one
around. He had this one at Border Wars back in November too, I believe.
And it's also my understanding that this battlefield is quote unquote still intact. And
there's not any houses built over, and that's the problem. Is Battle of Westport in scale wise was so big that 90% of it's got houses on it now. Neighborhoods and everything. So it's if you go there to walk the battlefield, there's not much left.
Right. So what's going on here? And then we had the Barons.
Yeah. We only played one of the 5 events because there was so much else going on. So we'll probably Wily War Games weekend we'll do all 5 events, possibly 6. I might be adding the hammer throw or the ball and chain throw. So, but this was a great
games.
Screw your neighbors.
Mother of
race,
God, that
basically.
was fun.
Yeah,
that was fantastic. And what rules were those?
They're based off of Wagers of Sin, which is the Australian company.
It's from Eureka, right?
Yeah, Eureka. It was originally for raptor races in the sewers of London, and I just made it. I made it into flyers, so it worked. It worked great. It's just
cool. More Terror Island had a Napoleonics game using bigger battles.
He's got some great ideas. So what he did was he made this battalion scale, and he switched. So basically, in Fistful of Lead, where you have traits for your units, what he did was he made the traits are specific to the formation you're in. So,
that's cool.
That's
ingenious. So it just made it he did. The troops are the troops. I think he's going to switch it to where militia only have 3 hits and your regulars have 4, and veterans have 5. But it'll still say the same amount of stands. But if you're in march formation, you get the quick trait. If you're in line formation, you get the +1 to shooting, the Deadeye trait. If that kind of stuff. And it was that's a really cool idea. So, and then you just had cards with the flag and on it, so it's really easy to track, and you can just keep track of everything on the card, so it didn't have to clutter up the battlefield. And it was just a test game, so you didn't have any terrain or anything in there. But I realize I'm kind of biased, but I think everyone that played thought it was really fun for the size. It kind of fits between the skirmish size and the gigantic Napoleonic game. So you could this could be one arm of the battle, one end of the battlefield or something when you're playing.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay, so that is the end of this slideshow. Let's go ahead and jump on to the next one.
Ugh, get rid of that picture.
Yeah.
There might be some repeats. I don't know. So there's another shot. Yep.
Oh,
Did you want to say
Yeah,
something
there could
about
be
that,
some
Murray?
repeats.
what? It's good seeing him just giant. Yeah. Arena
Yeah.
Blood's fantastic. Jesus Christ, guys. Go pre-order Arena Blood. That game is tits on a stick.
Yes, it is.
So you get to see the space a little bit in these pictures. So we were able to get 7 tables running it at once.
Yeah.
That gives you a shot of the last section here. So the reason those look these weird little different colored squares is those are all individual sets, like movie sets. So one of them's
Yeah.
an outer space thing. One of them's open water. One's a jungle. One's snow. In fact, I heard the Thing, the actual creature from the movie The Thing, killed a bunch of people. So
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
so there's
Um,
Kevin
yeah,
Costner about ready to go into the lava.
Yeah.
Some more shots of Ken's game, so you can really see all the bullet holes in the walls and stuff. We kept trying to talk Reese into getting out the Dremel and just filling his terrain that he's got for way, and just drilling a bunch of bullet holes, but he didn't want to hear it. So there's a nice shot of Reese.
Trying to defend myself.
I'm about to say you can see that all of his British guys are still thoroughly in his corner. Well, there's the Royal Navy Gatling gun.
Yeah, right
That
there.
did a lot of good work.
There's Turu, the pterodactyl that everyone is trying to capture.
Didn't his ass die last time at
Like really quick.
yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
Because McMurray just blasted him in the face.
Yeah, and then Steve's like, but he doesn't actually die. He pops up somewhere else. Man.
Oh, there's a
Oh no, I
creature.
didn't see that guy.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, he showed up in the water at the top of the volcano.
Nice. No pictures of Way. Well,
Yeah,
that's-
I don't know.
It got set up later.
yeah. It was a great game. I got to play it solo. Just me running.
Five Core is a fun system. For
Yeah, it
modders,
is.
I think.
I liked it a lot. How Reese ran it was exceptional. I think he did a really good job.
Well, he did win Best Game Master last year, so
Yes, he did. And
With a
if I'm not
completely different set of
mistaken,
rules.
Mr. McMurray won Best Game Master this year.
He did.
Yeah, buddy. It's sitting right
Yeah.
here.
So the 2 years that that awards have been given, they've been won by some of our peeps.
yeah.
Yeah. There you go,
So-
Chris. I just sent you some pictures of the game that I ran, the battle at Jeffy's house. Falling
Okay.
Waters.
Did you send them by how did you send them?
Facebook Messenger.
Okay.
Do you want a few pictures of Way too?
Yeah, if you
We want to see men.
I'll show her in person, but I don't have any pictures of her.
I mean, she is there in
There
person.
you go.
She is.
Reese had a fun extra civilian that I added. Very much embarrassed him.
How long did it take before he caught on?
Not very long.
Well, she was sitting there for a minute before one of the players was like, "Oh, there's a lady down here." So I was kind of sitting there, and then I just put her in between two buildings. And then I went back to setting up or running a game.
Did he love it long time?
Reese?
Y'all are awful.
Accurate. Well, I got to mess with somebody.
Oh, yeah.
2 years ago, I put a bunch of Ewoks on Chris's Endor table.
Which
Yeah.
came in handy.
Yeah. And then, yeah. Chris did not run into an RPG in Way.
I did have one come up.
But he blew that sucker
Oh,
out of the sky before he could.
Oh yeah, I just
Before
did
it
not
punched
have
you
a
in the
chance,
face.
man. He did not have a chance. Also had a sniper show up, and that sniper evaporated when I called in the 155 millimeter support.
People tend to evaporate under 6-inch shell fire.
Yeah. All right, let me see if I can get these pictures. Now, a couple of them are sideways, so y'all are gonna have to deal with it. But
Yeah, that's right, guys.
let's see here.
Reese, are you painting a Yeti?
Mm-hmm.
But at Game Cafe,
Bought with a lot of stuff at Game Cafe.
Reese did buy a
What
lot
you
of
gonna
stuff
use
at
him
Game
for?
Cafe.
What'd you say?
What you gonna use him for?
I'm going to throw him on my Eastern Front game versus my
Sweet.
Russian anti-tank dogs.
All right, so here is again, it's sideways. You people can deal with it.
Yeah. So basically, what we
yeah.
got is on the top end. We've got historically the battle at Falling Waters or West Bay, I don't know, whatever it is, on July 14th, 1863. So it's 11 days after Gettysburg. Lee is retreating. Lee got pinned against the Potomac. Potomac was
Oops.
up because of rain. By the 13th, the pontoon bridge out of Falling Waters was back. That is the hometown of the Jeffy. Anyways, so this here that you're seeing is Ewell's Corps, no, Longstreet's Corps. So Anderson and Pender's divisions got across. They took the artillery train, across first. Then Anderson and Dorsey Pender's divisions went across. On the 14th, Harry Heath's division was the rear guard. Historically, Alfred Pleasanton's cavalry swooped down on him and just shoot him up. Well, not really, but did some raiding, whatnot. Wound up taking 500 prisoners. Killed Harry Heath. Wounded Pettigrew. No. Either way, killed Pettigrew. Might have killed Harry Heath too. I don't know. Either way, long story short, this, however, nobody has 300 stands or 150 stands of 15 millimeter ACW cavalry to play with, because that's insanity. But so we swapped. Okay, what if Meade had told Slocum at Harry Heath, okay, you guys go up and smash that up? Wound up being it was kind of just a slog. So this is Geary's division. So Union divisions are smaller than Confederate divisions, but you've got two pretty tiers are regiments. You're using Altar of Freedom, which is a rule set by Greg Wagman from Little Wars TV. It's designed to be played with American War of Independence, but it works pretty well if you everybody has rifles and you can eliminate a fair number of troop types in order to get it into an ACW setting, especially by the time you get to late war ACW, when most doctrine is pretty similar. You can go to the next one. So this is, like I said, one of the Union divisions. The other Union division is straddling the other side of the road. Yeah, there you go. And then you can see the Confederates further down. It was a good game. The Confederate objective was to hold the Union off for a certain number of turns to allow for Pender and Anderson to get across, and then to retreat in as good of order as possible back off of their end of the table, with extra points given to them if they could get their artillery off. They had 2 batteries from the Louisiana Light or Donaldson's Louisiana battery. And so, yeah, they wound up doing pretty well. Brockenbrough's brigade is that one kind of in the rear. So what the Confederacy wound up doing was they got pretty hotly engaged on their left flank. It was mainly just firing. On the right, though, where they are a little bit farther forward, I believe that's Davis's brigade. Either way, they were far more hotly engaged by Geary's division, and they wound up taking a few charges on their way back, and then they retreated through the gaps in Brockenbrough's line there, and then Brockenbrough shook his men out into extended line, and that's about where the game ended. But you can see the red dice are disruption markers, so there you can see some Confederates retreating as Brockenbrough's guys shake out, and you can see some of the Union units that wound up charging into close combat as well. It was a good game. The players
Joel loved
picked
it
up
so
on the
much,
rules
he was
pretty
like,
quickly.
ran out and bought the rules.
Yes, he did. Joel bought the rules. He already has the rules. Yeah, he got them. I think he had posted on them on Facebook before I had gotten the opportunity to talk to anybody about it. But yeah, so I had 4 players. We had the opportunity for a 5th if one wanted to come in, and the Union were that hard pressed. It wound up being pretty damn even how it was. And so you can see, I sent these in reverse order, my bad. So we're going back towards the start of the game here. This is just as we're drawing into range of one another. And you can see the, volley fire and the smoke. So It was fun. The players picked up.
Looks like fun was had by all.
Yeah, I mean, the players picked up on it. They enjoyed it. It was another one of those. They were pretty effectively able to do things on their own. It's a good rule set. It's nice to have kind of laid out scenarios. Making an order for something that happened 10 days after Gettysburg had its own challenges, especially in establishing who was actually in charge of shit. Because not a lot, unless you're going to get a specific, unit history for a unit in the Civil War, most of the time when you can find information on who is in charge of what, it's once they get to the next engagement. And that does not always equate to who is in charge in between. There's a lot of flipping back and forth through Wikipedia pages and Lee's Lieutenants and Harry Fonz's books and Bruce Catton's books, but it was good.
Well, Jeff has got the question of the night. Did his apartment stay in one piece?
Yes, but Haley's got blown out of the top of the building. Sorry.
Nice.
So kind of. We blew up the golf course, though. Sorry.
I've got some photos. Let me see if I can find them here real quick. Nope, that's not it.
Yes, Nanglaya. So the question is, are you talking about just swapping the counters out for miniatures using the same rules, or using miniatures with a different rule set and then playing with counters? Because yes,
I played St. Louis with Fire and Fury.
The Battle of St. Louis, like in the
we did a started the the campaign up through Missouri from Arkansas with like Pea Ridge and all that, and it ended up Rebels kept winning, so they went up through Springfield and ended up in St. Louis.
Nice. That's badass. Mike, Hexy is in West Virginia.
Yes, he is in West Virginia.
So Nangwaya, I've played specifically the History Game Company's Battle for St. Louis. I played that using the same rules in both miniature and with counters. I've played that game that Mike has done a bunch of videos on, did a really good job, blew the video I did about it out of the water. But then actually last year at March to Victory, there was a gentleman who had adapted that same rule set, and he built terrain and had figures for it, and did actually. I take that back. He had taken that scenario, put it on GeoHex, and then adapted the rules from Lock and Load Tacticals, Muskets, and Tomahawks, or whatever the original Bill Molyneux Lock and Load French and Indian War rules were. And he did that. I have played a number of these scenarios from Bill Molyneux's Horns of the Buffalo, just swapping out miniatures for counters. And then I think most people have probably at some point in time played the same scenario, but with different rules in terms of from a hex encounter to a miniatures rules, whether that's a large like a ACW game.
We've used House Divided, the old GDW rules, and played a whole campaign with using that, and then just converting for the battlefield. So
yeah, you were telling me about that, which is awesome because I really like that game.
It's crazy the result.
Oh man, yeah, there you go.
So here's a picture of Reese's Plains. We are playing World War II aerial combat, stupid, easy, simple. I don't know the
Fast
real
and easy.
name
Yep.
of it. There you go.
There's also a version of it called Bombers Over Germany, but clearly those aren't bombers, and we weren't over Germany. So
no. But he said he found them on an education website, and I guess this teacher decided he wanted to show students aerial combat in World War II and came up with the rules. And I got to be honest, they're fun. Do I agree 100% with some of the stats? No, but that's okay. I don't have to. I just got to play. And that's what I got to do.
And you can restat them as you like. That's
exactly. It's
called World War II Aerial Combat Fast and Easy Rules.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so we're playing with 1/600 scale, Pico armor, and tumbling dice, and
some 3D prints, right?
Yes.
Yes, a few historical board gaming 3D prints.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all very tiny.
Yeah.
Who's that cat?
Yeah, no shit, Chris. Whatever.
Hold on.
Is that Clark or Kent?
No, it's Corey.
That being said, this is the biggest one in my collection for that scale.
What is that? I can't see.
B36, I think.
That would explain why it's the biggest one. Those things are fucking colossal.
And somebody found me an F-85 Goblin STL to print for it too.
Yes, I did. Here's more of the same. And these are what, 1-inch hexes?
Maybe 1 1/4. They're not big.
Yeah. Here's another shot of Ken's table. Yeah, Mike, that is a cigar cigar box battle mat. It's two-sided. You'll see the other side here in a second. There's the Blood and Plunder. Here's the race, the chariot race in action.
I had asked them. They made it to the first turn and they all crashed, so they had to start over.
Yeah. There's a good shot of McMurray's table there.
Reese,
you're just the star of these photos, dog.
Man, I'm just looking confused.
What do I do?
There's a better shot of the 55 minutes in Peking or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool.
Based on the great movie, 55 Days at Peking,
Days at Peking. Yep.
with Chuck Heston.
Oh, I started watching Shogun, Jay.
Excellent. Very good.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, we got to figure out some samurai gooberness /
When you're done with that, you need to watch on Netflix Blue Eye Samurai.
I mainly just want to be the Portuguese, but yeah.
No, I'm up with doing our little what if scenario with the Portuguese and Spanish invading.
Yeah, man. That'd be badass.
Take some conquistadors versus some Ashigaru, see what happens.
Mhm.
There's a good shot of the British
Oh, yeah.
squaring up with the Martians.
Yeah, that's right. As Copeland was running up on you, wasn't it, Reese?
Mm-hmm. And I had flanking fire from the Germans to help me out too.
You got
Yeah.
Dr. Baron von Stinkelpinkel there.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that first game that your brother ever left the buildings, Chris.
I don't. He certainly kept the Captain Stinkbomb and his one squad in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was about the only colonials that were left in the compound at the end of the game. Some of the armored British. That looks like the flank company.
Yes.
More shots of the
Last Action Heroes.
yeah.
Gorgeous.
I believe Hulk Hogan. There he is. He's going for a swim.
Yeah.
Hell yeah,
That's fair.
brother.
And is
He-
this
he
the
crawled-
Predator over here?
Yeah, he had crawled out of the water and then got flamethrowered by
Oof.
I believe Ripley.
And then
Dog.
here is the Thing.
Can you imagine
then,
what that must
yeah.
have done to his hot dog skin?
Yeah. Well, and then I heard that RoboCop just cleaned up. He was just destroying everyone. There you go. There's Reese's game.
Yeah, that's the other side of that hex mat. It's called Streets of Pompeii.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
Rhymes with
There's
way.
a couple of the buildings there.
Yeah, that's
I'll
before I
say
got the
rhyme
streets
with
and
way.
sidewalks set up.
It does.
But
More shots of my game. This here was the
There you go.
historical reenactment of Operation Vengeance, where the Americans decided, hey, Admiral Yamamoto is going to be in a Betty. I bet he doesn't make it.
Yeah. Then he's going to be in the water.
He wasn't in the water. He crashed on an island and got ate by cannibals.
Try that's right. Then he's in a fireball.
Please tell me those are white planes and not bare metal on the table.
well,
Those are land-based U.S. P-38s in the polished aluminum.
Yes.
I had a special request from somebody to play their favorite air scenario of all time, and I happen to have those unplated panes that I magnetized about 2 hours before the game.
They are painted in the polished aluminum paint scheme of the
I
time
don't see the canopies painted.
I tried to say
because they're clear.
that was a good answer.
Reese, you're gonna have to talk before you come over to my house.
Oh, you're all right.
Then we did some what if meteors versus MiGs.
We had meteors and a couple other things on the table too. It was fun.
Yeah, and then
Was that
other
still
things
using?
into the left.
What the
Was that
fuck?
still using the same rules, Reese?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Because I've been looking for some air combat for modern Africa for
So if you get when you say modern Africa,
They're still
Like
using mid
70s and
70s.
80s.
okay, you're going to be okay because you're not pushing the sound barrier too hard. Once you get into like missile combat and
Yeah.
planes going Mach 1.5, Mach 2, it breaks down.
Yeah, we're not
But
doing
it works well for that.
You could do the what was it, the Nicaragua soccer war, the one that lasted like a day
Yeah.
between.
I have seen that done, and Tumbling Dice makes the
Cutlasses
miniatures
and-
for it.
Yeah,
They've got the Super Corsairs and the Cavaliers.
yeah. But yeah, the forces from my two mythical African countries need of an air combat part of it. So
the
What figures are you going to be using for that?
whatever I can find, something like that.
I got you.
Oh. You were about to say it'd be just as easy to 3D print them, Jay.
Yeah. Oh no, I wasn't
working
gonna
on
buy
a-
anything.
I'm working on an early Cold War jet encounter campaign right now. So
All right, and then Reese sent me a couple of photos.
they're not the best.
Hey, it gets a better feel for your game, which
Nanguaya, I have it. I have not played it. I was going to try and play the 1898 game first. But yes, at some point in time, if you want to learn how to play it and make videos, boy howdy, I'd love to watch them. Sorry, Chris.
all right.
Start
Is
with great
that,
I believe that's your hero.
okay, hold on. Let me change out what I am sharing.
My hero?
No, Chris's M79 gunner.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, wrong button. Hold on.
McMurray, are you ever going to do the Navy for the Holstein-Schleswig War? Like
The
first, like,
Schleswig-Holstein
ironclad
conflict?
Yeah.
Which one?
I don't know, the first one where they had like armored ships, armored steamships.
Maybe. Let's see here.
All right. So
I just saw the
there
book and thought of
is.
you.
Well, now, I mean, yeah. Okay, here we go.
A couple
yes,
of
yeah, because David Manley was making a bunch of. He's doing European ironclads right
Mhm.
now. So yes, probably. To be honest with you, is that a Chris? We found a naval game Jay just was interested in.
I wasn't
Alright.
interested. I saw a book and thought of McMurray.
Oh, damn it!
Like,
Okay,
this looks
yeah. Well,
stupid.
I mean,
Like
yes,
that.
probably. I was gonna say this is naval and a weird tiny conflict that no one's heard of. Let's do it. I bet McMurray has these miniatures.
Mhm.
Not yet, but now I will.
Yeah, so here, this guy with the M79 is looking through to see the guys on the other side of that little courtyard. There had been guys in there with an RPG. They got loose.
They don't move no more.
They got flushed out of there. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Do they get blooped?
No, they got M16 to death.
Oh, okay.
They got
That
they,
lead
they,
poisoning.
they got
Well, no,
blooped in
they
the
did
cover.
get blooped. They got
in the
blooped.
cover.
Yeah, they did get blooped at one point.
And then when they moved,
I
I thought
like-
those M16 reaction fired him to death.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the acute lead poisoning diagnosis. That's a good one.
Mhm.
So, like, was this
So
Bulldog in the game or?
No,
no, it was just
the Arvin
Yeah.
had tried to break out of their perimeter earlier with it, and then the Arvin had the tank, then the Arvin lost the tank.
That seems like a classically poor decision on the part of the Arvin.
yeah.
Um,
So
Yeah.
This building right here on the far right is where the sniper showed up, and you can't see him real well, but I think it's this guy next to the red dye. He was carrying a sawed-off M79, and so when the other guy,
I think that may be from the other game.
is it? Oh yeah, it is. It is.
Because that's when the RPG killed the civilian right there on the other game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a very similar scenario. Please
not
continue
mine,
on your
yeah.
sniper story.
It's okay. So
Sorry.
the sniper was in the top of this building here, and he shot at this guy who ran for cover, and my other guy, he used a SOG SOG member with an M16 and an M79 sawed-off M79. Basically, just kind of turned around and popped around up top there, and all you can do in this game with snipers is suppress them unless you've got direct fire on them. And so I suppressed him and then did a radio call for artillery support and basically got it dead on. And this, as the story goes, he basically popped a smoke canister up there to give the FOs something to guide on, and made the sniper and the entirety of that building evaporate.
Yeah,
So,
this
it was quite
guy
fun.
was the hero of it. With the
yeah, that guy right there. So it was great fun. I enjoyed it a lot. So, but yeah, that was March to Victory. Really, as Jay stated, it was games wise, I would say about even from the previous year. Attendance wise, we were down, but the only people that were there were the people that were wanting the game.
Yeah.
We didn't have
Except for
any
about 3 or
vouchers.
4 that have stopped by to say what we're doing wrong, but
Well, there is that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hey, we keep on doing what we're doing, and we're having fun with it. So the next gaming event that Basement Generals are hosting, it will be at Wiley HQ, and that's May the 4th, Star Wars Extravaganza.
Yeah,
Or
we'll be
as
having
a-
speeder bike races. We'll be having all kinds of crap.
Yeah, or as my 14-year-old self would have said, Extravaganza. But yeah, Star Wars gaming,
Texas.
and this will actually be, if I'm not mistaken, Saturday.
It is
the first
actually on
Saturday
May the
is
4th.
May the 4th.
Yeah.
So that works out well. And
Yeah.
then the next gaming event will be Battles and Brews, and that's going to be a Friday night and a Saturday also at Three Trails Brewing in Independence, right across the way from where we had March to Victory. And what weekend on July is that? You have it off the top
That
of your brain?
is, let me look at my handy dandy website, marchtovictory.com. It is July 19th and 20th.
Outstanding. Good.
2 weeks after J3 or something like that.
Actually, a month and a day, or a month and a
Oh,
week.
because he's doing it in June then, I guess.
Yeah, because July they're going to be in Germany.
And then in October 19th is Weird War Story. So that's all kinds, any game you want to put on that's a battle, but it has to be weird. So Reese, you could technically do your Yetis and Eastern Front scenario.
When's that
I'm
one?
thinking about doing a big undead verse in the Renaissance period. So some
And is
Lance
that
Connect
October?
versus some undead. Huh?
That's October.
Yeah, 19th.
Yeah.
That's birthday weekend for me.
Hell yeah.
That'll be number 5. And then
Oh, baby.
December 7th is Wily War Games weekend. So might have to
Yeah.
do some.
Now, in between October and December, we have an actual convention.
A new one.
Yes, a brand new one. Tacticon 2024. It is being put on. Has he come up with a new name for the group?
I think it's Tacticon, but it's
Okay.
not. I don't think it's not affiliated anymore with the Heart of America Historical Wargaming
Right, yeah.
group anymore. I think it's its own thing, and yeah, because the Facebook is now called Tacticon at KC Gaming Convention. I believe he has secured a spot. It's up by the Airport Convention Center.
Yeah,
in
KCI
Kansas City.
Expo.
Yeah, and he's teamed up with the sort of Midwest Saga group. They're kind of splitting it, so there'll be a big Saga tournament if you're into that sort of thing.
Oh, that's cool.
And then other games. I'll be putting on a game. I told him I would find the funnest game that I've run, and I would bring it up there because it's not just historical. It's whatever. So
Right.
I'll figure
yeah.
that out, and
Yeah.
maybe I'll take a poll and find out. I'll take a poll and see which game I should take up first.
So, Nordic, you can't be the fastest on the Kessel Run. That goes to me and my
Yep.
brother.
Yep.
At March of Victory last year, my brother and I tied for first place. He got the gold trophy. I got the silver trophy.
And who came in dead last, Chris? Me.
You. Because you could
You came
not.
in like comically dead last, Jay.
Yeah, you were more than last.
Mhm.
You
I don't
could
think
But I
you
had
was
fun.
just driving along.
Yeah, I was just like, my guy was so lit. He thought he was going really, really fast, but it was just a drug.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No.
he thought he was in hyperspace, but he really wasn't. So
Yeah.
I had a great time. It was Saturday night. It was like 11 o'clock.
How many
three
poop
sheets
deck
going
pappies
in.
were you in?
Oh, I was like 4 or 5 poop deck pappies deep.
He
Threw in
was
some
down
blue
to the edge,
milk.
man.
Mm-hmm. Good
Man,
time.
so. But yeah, we got some really good gaming coming up. Of course,
Yep.
y'all will be hearing
Come
all
out.
about it here. If y'all can make it to any of them.
Yeah, we had, I mean, just this one, for as small as it was, we had 5 guys come in from Minneapolis. We had Reese came up from Arkansas. We had you and Jay from Illinois, and we had McMurray from San Luis. So we had
Greg and
people
Gamers
from
with
Kansas.
Coffee came in from. Yeah, Gamers with Coffee came in from Iowa.
From Iowa. We had,
Yeah.
if we would have had our normal crew from Lincoln come in, we would have had Nebraska covered. But we had pretty much every
That would've
state
been-
touching us.
Yep, except Oklahoma.
Yeah, we don't need them anyway. So.
Screw Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oklahoma. It is 9:15 Central Time, and Oklahoma still sucks.
Mhm.
So, yeah, we got some really, really good gaming coming. So, you'll hear about it. I'm not going to say you'll hear about it here first, but you'll hear about it here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And McMurray, you're sounding all crackly again.
That's me. I'll be right back.
He's either shuffling cards or he has a really wet fart.
Yeah, well, we've had those before. after a while, he gets all staticky and he has to drop off and restart it.
And do his
So,
job.
Anyway, I'm not sure where Reese ran off to. He put us on mute. Hey, take care, Charles. Thanks for dropping in, buddy.
Yeah,
I know I haven't been talking over here, but y'all got to keep up the conversation.
They just been
So.
trading games with each other and stuff. So.
Oh yeah, well that's per usual. So,
Yeah.
Are you gonna jump off there, Mr. Barron?
I am. I have a date with the sunrise. So.
All right.
Yeah,
have fun with your walk tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see if it's above freezing. Wasn't today, so
Ugh.
we'll see ya. All right, man. Thanks for covering everything. I'll come on again sometime.
Yeah. So,
Bye, Jay.
yeah, that was the Baron. So,
Mike, I was
Yeah.
reading the texter. If you can't find a U.S. supplier for cigar box, Geek Villain does the same fleecy sort of material really well, and you can get Geek Villain mats for usually like $75, I think, or something like that. Right around the same prices is my point in the U.S. You can find U.S. distributors for Geek Villain. But yeah.
yep.
But yes, Nord, the Maw installation. Correct.
So, yeah, I am. I've decided to go with my. I've decided to go 1/300 scale
With what?
for my my airplane games
Oh,
because it just looks so good.
they're big planes.
It just looks so pretty. And this printer is just fucking amazing. I mean, look at that. It's got the pitot tubes.
Yep. The pedo tubes.
That's what those are. Those are pitot tubes. Sure as shit, not guns out on the wingtips there. But yeah, they just here's a 109 here. That's going to be going after some B-17s.
Nice.
I'll probably be bringing this to Battles and Brews, and I'm going to have 6 B-17s, 25 P-51s.
Holy fuck.
15 ME-109s and 10 FW-190s.
Jesus, it's going to take forever to get through a turn of that game.
No, because I'm going to be using Fistful of Blood Starfighters.
I mean, that's still, what, 40 planes?
Yeah, 50.
Sure.
It'll be. I will be able to have 10 players on the table.
Yeah.
Playing the game, and we've done that before with Star Wars.
I gotcha.
So, but the thing is, I decided the B-17s are going to be mobile terrain that shoot back.
Okay.
So no one is going to get stuck running the bombers because all they're going to do is this, you know.
Yeah.
Did you take a look at the bomber shift rules?
I have not had a chance
Okay.
to. I need to get those from you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I'd sent them to you.
If you did, I didn't see them.
No worries. We'll get them to you.
So, Nordic, I require World War II planes in that scale and World War II ships in the scale you printed.
What scale did we print ships in, Nord? Because that doesn't narrow it
because I've
down.
done both 3,000 and 6,000.
And 2,400, right?
I have not printed any in 2,400. I've only printed in 3,000 and 6,000. So, but yeah, Nordic, we'll definitely talk offline with exactly what you would like, and we can come up to an arrangement. Definitely. Are you just gonna get up here and start making biscuits on my lap? Is that what you're gonna do?
All right. Whatever you guys do behind closed doors is up to you.
No, I'm talking about this thing here.
That is, you need to keep that behind closed doors and lock the doors.
Ow.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph. The one that's as long as you're peeing. Well, the issue, Lemnicus, is that for some of these guys, that's playing around with the 1/6000. For walking out
Right.
games tonight, we got to switch up to my 1/700 and start engaging in capital ship duels. It sounds like Rocky boxing with meat, just slap, slap, slap. But yeah. See, there's Walkabout right now talking about 1/700. Yeah, that's right. Toll 1-1.
Somebody asked me what I was painting earlier, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, let's take a look at that bad boy.
We're
What
hung like
what
the
you gonna
guns
be
on the
what you gonna be doing
Rodney.
with it?
I'm gonna throw them on my eastern front, probably.
There you go.
You should
Either
have
that
them
or put
eat
'em up
Chinese
against
at the
the-
Chosin Reservoir.
Or yeah, that'd be funny.
Oh yeah.
And then I've also I'm working on a flump too, but
Yeah.
What the fuck is that thing?
It's a flump.
Yeah, you can keep saying that. That doesn't
It's
That's
a-
like when somebody speaks, somebody's talking to you in a different language, and you're like, "I'm sorry, what?" And they just say the same shit in a different language. Like, yeah, cool. That's entirely unhelpful.
it's a psychic parasite, but it's
Looks like a floating fucking.
lawfully
jellyfish.
good as well. It
Yeah,
is.
It's a
It's
jellyfish
basically
with
the.
fucking googly eyes.
It's a googly-eyed jellyfish that floats around the Underdark.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Is that the finished secret weapon? Maybe. I gotta finish the Yeti first, though.
Yeah, Finnish Yeti. Way cool. Yeah. But yeah, Jeffy, there you go. You might see Cristobal here play an East Front game. I'll tell you who definitely would play that game. That's Mr. Burke. He'll be down for that.
Okay, none of the old historic only guys watch this show, right?
No, fuck.
Okay,
Some of them do, but fuck them.
so
That's what they can't take a joke. Like, come on, figure it out.
I told the guys who got really excited about my way game that I was doing Solomon Islands next year. They're excited. And so I'm going to modify the system for a patrol on the Solomon Islands. And there will be velociraptors in the encounter table.
Yes.
But we're not going to tell anybody that.
Yes. No, I know you're you're historic only, Hexy, but
We're talking about a specific crew in Kansas City.
you want to see me play an East Front game. That's how you're going to get me to play an East Front game. Because otherwise it's just two bad guys duking it out to see who is the worst bad guy. Kurds and Way, Mother Goose battle game. Nice.
Oh, I thought you were going
Oh.
to say Kurds in a way like, a bunch of somebody's fighting like little northern Iraqi guys.
Oh, I mean, I could do that. I've got some.
You have Kurds?
They're not painted.
Hexy, it'll be some form of war game that's got East Front T-34s and Tigers and Panzer IVs and whatnots going up against a Yeti.
But if we do Northern Iraq,
Yeah,
my genie's going to make an appearance.
and he's got to be blue.
He will be. He's going to be this color blue.
Nice.
And voiced by Will Smith because I don't want to shoot Robin Williams in the face.
I'm okay with that.
I forgot you bought
I'll
the
go with
fucking
that.
genie.
What's that?
I said I forgot you bought the fucking genie. Jesus.
So my wife found the receipt for.
You didn't throw the. You hid Min in the bottom of the figure case. And you didn't throw the fucking receipt away.
I can explain a credit card receipt over a dead hooker.
She's not dead. She's 54 millimeter. It's not like the dead hooker cost you anything.
I know. All the things that we've.
What is this? Your first fucking day?
Yeah.
Good
Anyway.
lord.
just
Yeah,
the way
it was a little bit harder to explain than
yeah.
this broad here. But
Oh God.
No, it's
Yeah,
not. You can't say my dumb buddy McMurray took my credit card and bought a bunch of dumb shit. You can easily say, yeah, my dumb buddy McMurray painted a hooker and put him in the game. Like, that's not hard to say at all. Like, that's easy to explain.
Oh, you're not wrong, Chris Long. Oh God.
No, I brought a hooker to his Way City game. And by that I mean when he wasn't paying attention, I bought a 54 millimeter entertainment or self-employed entertainer
employed adult entertainer
from Irregular a couple months ago. As soon as Reese said he was putting on a Way City game, because any of you who have seen the documentary Full Metal Jacket know that there are a lot of those kinds of young women, and yeah, it's called syphilis in Anguilla. Know that there's a good number of those, nice young ladies in Way City, apparently, at the time of the Tet Offensive, which is what Reese was putting on a game of. This young lady, this 54 millimeter model from Irregular, and then primed and, had it ready to go. Wound up, spending altogether more time than I anticipated on the Order of Battle for Falling Waters, and didn't wind up getting her painted before the convention. So I wound up putting some paints into a tub and taking them with me, painting this young lady in the hotel room the night before Reese's game got put on.
So you're telling me you spent some time with the hooker in the hotel room?
And Todd. Yeah.
Was Todd's wife know about this?
Yeah, Todd and I did. We high-fived afterwards, though, so it's all good. We didn't make eye contact. Yeah, no, it's all good. Balls never touched. But, anyways.
What do you get arrested for? Cockfighting.
Yeah. Fun fact, you can't get arrested for that anymore. But, yeah, so then while Reese was putting on his Way City game, I very calmly unwrapped her out of the out of the Kleenex that I had wrapped up into my pocket, completely unrelated, and put her into one of the alleys where Reese couldn't really see her, and neither his players really could until they moved down the table a little bit more, and then I heard one of the players go, "Where'd this chick come from?" Because Reese had civilians. I double and triple checked that Reese was going to have civilians in his game.
And I did.
And then he had an extra. And she was a bit of a poor.
Well, she's a bit taller than my Marines.
What's that?
Well, yeah, she's got heels on.
Yeah, she's a little bit taller than some of my Marines, too. It was funny.
I mean, I know some short Marines.
Gonna make them D1 babies.
She's honestly more like 60 millimeter, but she's still pretty cool. I mean, in proportion.
All things considered.
Oh, speaking of Todd.
And by I painted her with Todd, I mean, like, it was Todd's idea. I would
He
assume
says
he's
perhaps a little distraction to keep his eyes off the board for a minute.
Yeah. Heroic 54. There you go.
She's definitely enlarged in certain areas.
You calling her fat? That is rude.
No, well, I mean, she's got fat. She is in no fear of drowning ever.
I did make sure she coughed, Nord. Yeah, because otherwise she'd be banging the VC. That's a good deep
Right.
cut from that movie. Very good, very good, very good.
Oh man. So what's Reese? What's your next project? You're gonna do Guadalcanal and Raptors.
So Guadalcanal and Raptors is basically done. I have all the Marines. I have the Marines. I have the terrain. I have the Japanese. I just need to paint some Raptors, which those will be an afternoon if I want to. So I am trying to finish all of my Vietnam stuff before I do anything else as far as painting goes. Got some MacV SOG teams going. I talked to Nordic Weasel, who wrote 5 Core and Sandbox. Number one, for those of you that were asking about Sandbox, and I told you that it was no longer on War Games Vault, that has been fixed as of this morning. Had a long conversation with Nordic, and we got that fixed. Oh no.
What?
Just Nordic.
You need to name one of the Raptors Raptor Man and give it a camera.
Nice.
So that is fixed. You can now buy Sandbox as well as 5 Core on War Games Vault. And I have been asked by Nordic to finish out a more professional version of my Vietnam rules for 5 Core and to send it to him, and he may do something with it. So,
Oh,
very
dang. You should call it 5 Wars.
well, and it's really mostly going to be my MacV SOG campaign system.
I can paint you 4 more, don't worry.
I'm sure. It's going to be my MacV SOG campaign system, and then it's also going to be the Way City. I'm going to have a Way City campaign in it as well, which is just going to be the same thing over and over and over until you die or reach the end of the city. So,
Nice. McMurray, what's your next project you're working on?
I am still trying to plow through the 15 millimeter French and Indian War stuff I got for Annex's challenge that he's running through March and April, which is a 15 millimeter rank and flank. That being said, I'm happy that we're back into playing games season, because especially getting out to Kansas City, playing in games out there and seeing stuff and whatnot, it's just stellar inspiration to either A, work on projects that I have but I have not really started yet, or B, keep working on projects that I've got and get more and more and more done on them. In terms of this 15 millimeter French and Indian stuff, I've got, I think, 80 figures painted so far for my French, mainly regulars and artillery crew and command figures. I think it's 60 regulars, like 12 artillery crew, and then some command figures. So that's pretty cool. They're currently in the freezer so that I can pull them off the sticks, because I super glued them to the sticks. Those I'll probably get onto bases tonight and then base tomorrow. That way I have, and I am doing them using like a Fire and Fury basing system. So that should be, 25 bases worth of figures, which I'm happy about. I've got another 60 French militia, on sticks and primed. Then I feel like I might have overplayed by trying to paint the French first. I feel like I probably should have painted the British first. They're going to be more of a challenge to paint. The French are ridiculously easy because they wore white or natural colored wool uniforms from about 1755, 1760 through the Revolution. So they are just dog easy to paint, man. Because you prime them white,
you get the facings, the hands, the faces, the guns, the hats, and whatnot, and then you can just wash the entirety of the uniform, and it works great because you wash it with the same wash. You just cover the whole model in. The British, I'm going to have to paint the uniform coats on. Luckily, the militia are very, very similar to the regulars in terms of they still had the almost entirely, white, off-white wool uniforms. Instead of tricorns, they'll have, head wraps for the most part or some sort of hat. I think I might wind up painting more of their equipment because that obviously would not have been quite as uniform in terms of various, bags and shit like that. But yeah, so that's what I'm currently working on. Made some pretty good progress. I think I have 60 regulars, 60 militia. I have 60 natives to paint. I don't know that I'm going to put any European models on bases with them so that I can use them for both sides. And then I've got obviously some British to paint. I got some Highlanders as well to go with my British, and then some like colonial Rangers because that's pretty cool stuff. But yeah,
Very cool. Of course, I'm working on my 1/300 scale stuff now. I still have my Civil War stuff to work on, and my internet is sucking for some reason. And then also my 49th Armored Division stuff. So I got lots to do. I'm hoping to have a mostly playable version of the game by J3, which is the second weekend of June, and then have everything ready for Battles and Brews come July. So
nice.
Nordic says 1768 uniform is quite nice to wear, actually, and should add some provincial military units like the Virginia Blues.
Yep, that's the intent.
And then anyone know of any Spanish troops of American Revolutionary War in 1/72nd scale?
They are hard as shit to find, period. I've taken to just using either 7 Years' War Spanish troops. And by that, I mean, I just use 7 Years' War Spanish troops because it's hard as shit to find anything else.
I don't know much about the Spanish in general.
Telemachus says Maddox might have STLs for Spanish and AWI.
If you find some and you can post the link onto the Discord, I would be beyond delighted.
How much base overhang is too much overhang?
I think you're fine.
Okay. Just trying to get this guy on a big base.
I like big base, and I cannot lie. Chris Long says hat might have some. Mike says I'd like to do Battle of St. Louis in 1/72nd.
Hell yeah. At one point in time, I had my entire, it's something weird that I do that you guys all are aware of, but I build, I make carts. I put a bunch of shit in my cart at various websites, and if it can sit in there for 3 weeks without me deleting it and saying it's dumb, I'll usually go ahead and grab it. I was like 3 days off of everything I needed off of Bacchus to do, to replace the counters 1-to-1 in Battle for St. Louis with 2 strip bases from Bacchus. And I said, I can't do this. Nope. Which you wouldn't think would be too bad, but there are a surprising number of counters in there. But at some point, it's going to happen. I think I might wind up doing it in like 3 mil, though, so I can really make the town look cool. You know what I mean? Not only that, but then the ground
Yeah.
skill will be relatively approximate. The issue is that the wall or the entrenchments were like 2 kilometers long.
There you go. August Maddox had AWI Spanish infantry. So there you have it, Murray.
Nord, where are you having them shipped to? Anybody know where Nord's at?
I do not.
Because it's not great to America, but on the bright side, they do the U.S. Yeah, on the bright side, they pull VAT out for us. But yeah, I think it's like 30% or some goofy shit like that. Which is always disappointing when people charge just a flat percentage when it's like, that's not how this works. But okay, it's part of why I really like buying from Irregular because Ian's awesome. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I knew that. But yeah, Ian's awesome at Irregular. He does actual shipping, and he's the man. He also gets it out stupid fast.
I think Brownwater Navy is going to be my next one.
There you
Who?
go.
Brownwater Navy.
Navy. PBRs.
Nice.
Yep, SEAL support craft, and then I'll throw a random, water dragon or something in there too.
There you go.
That's one of those violet-headed tans or peach vipers, isn't it?
Something like that. I've got that. I've got two of these in a PBR, and it'd be a lot of fun.
Mike, somebody can help you out. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Christopher, Mike needs help.
Celestial help maybe next year. I might.
On the bright side, anything Reese does that is like a serpent or a snake or something like that, he doesn't have to worry about paint schemes. He knows how to do that. Like he's golden on that one.
Yeah. Nothing beats your purple helmet warriors.
Well, that's the point, is that he'll have violet-headed peach vipers, and it'll be the same idea. Should I bring snake? Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should trot snakes on a plane out for more than just the St. Louis folks. Because the St. Louis folks had played snakes on a plane, and most of them thought it was misnamed.
Because they don't understand.
Well, yeah, that literally everything is a penis joke.
Yeah.
Like the name of the Roman colony that I had the Germans assaulting was Dongalonga.
Nice.
I don't know how to make it more ridiculous unless Reese has his Vietnam guys fight over a village called Mai Dong.
Right.
Which, by the way, there are villages in Vietnam called Mai Dong. I think it's John Plaster talks about radioing in that he needed something on Mai Dong.
Sure you do, John. Sure you do.
But yes, you get my point. You can always make the games fun if you try.
The Playboy bunny on my patent makes a lot more sense now.
Maybe
Yep.
that's what we need. We can do the bunnies from Apocalypse Now.
There you go.
See, these just all seem like great ideas that you are not taking full advantage of, Reese.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I don't take full advantage of.
You're just missing out, buddy.
You know what, I may be, but that's all right. Charlie, stay out of that.
I find it interesting that you are building models for the Vietnam War and you have a dog named Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's got to be fucking confusing. He ever get stuck in a tree?
No, but he has climbed walls and wire before.
I was about to say, does he ever get caught in barbed wire with tin cans?
Yeah, dude.
Charlie in the wire.
Yeah,
I have a video of him going up an 8-foot retaining wall.
that's ridiculous. Jesus Christ.
I was on the other side of it. He did not like that, so he got over the wall.
That'd be like me calling one of my cats Adolf for Tojo. Just saying.
I will say I've shot many guns over Charlie's head, and he's never ran. No, Charlie, don't serve.
It did not. It did not play that way when I was shooting at Charlie.
No.
Oh,
Holy fuck sticks. These Girl
What?
Scout cookies are 60 calories in each fucking cookie.
yeah. Yep.
You can eat a whole meal in 3 seconds.
I'm just like, I don't even think I ordered these things. That seems like a terrible fucking idea. I'm not eating that. Brownie
How did you
cookies
get
with
there if
caramel
you didn't?
cream and sea salt? That sounds terrible. I think my fucking 8-year-old niece was smoking crack when she wrote my order down. Holy fuck, these ones are 70 a piece. What the shit are these things? No wonder America has an obesity problem. We got 9-year-old girls marketing the most unhealthy bullshit on earth. Just deliver me a fucking heart attack, kid. Jesus.
They can do that too.
Chris Long says, "Oh my god, my chest hurts from laughing."
Yeah, no shit.
Oh,
I don't know if that's the Girl Scout cookie ramp or talking about ordering troops to my dong.
I think it's ordering the troops to my dong.
so these guys are just sitting on my table next to each other. But this would be a fun game.
There you go.
Wyatt Earp versus the fucking Yeti.
Wyatt Earp versus Yeti.
Oh, Lord.
Remember how many you could eat as a kid? Amazing what we could do. A single of bread can even have 100 calories. Yeah. We have sugar and everything in this country. Yes, we do. That's what makes it delicious. Yeah, I know kids that put sugar on their sugar pops.
Oh, goodness. My grandfather puts honey on his chocolate Cheerios.
Holy fuck.
He's 84. If it ain't knocked him over yet.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He just called. That's why I had to leave earlier. She called me to talk about a 10-hour overnight job he just finished. So
Nice.
84 still working 40s. I mean,
Yeah. I'm like,
Scallon gremlin.
yeah. Most people now don't need to use sugar as a spice. They need to use insulin as a seasoning. Placed on a bike.
She asked for the D, so I gave her diabetes.
Wilford Brimley, our hero.
I need a Wilford Brimley miniature.
That or should we finally do the Battle of the Sugar Bloods?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
That's where I
It's
use the
just
miniature for you, Jeff, and Brian. And you
Yeah.
guys have to perform various feats of strength.
Oh, God.
Good call, Nord.
We're insane.
It's fun.
Oh, yeah.
The drink I like better than Diet Canada Dry and Diet Sprite is Fresca. I like me a Fresca. I went to Fresca because they didn't have any Tab. My mom's mom, my grandmother on my mom's side, used to drink Tab.
That's better than Diet Right.
Oh,
Okay.
Mike, what's your
Mac v. Sog
What?
versus my giant insects.
There you go. There you go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's fine.
Trust me, you weren't interrupting much.
Scout Gremlin says, I sit around with my 6x9 of Wilford smashing down Girl Scout cookies while sobbing and yelling, "Notice me, senpai."
Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, Scarlet Gremlin's significant other has a fucking, tranquilizer dart gun, except for instead of tranquilizers, again, it's insulin. That way, when she sees him nodding off, she can just zap him. Pop. Just take a shot in straight to the jugular.
Reminds me of the Jeff Foxworthy. If you've ever been shot with a tranquilizer gun, you might be a redneck.
Yeah, accurate. Yeah.
Right?
Good
Come on.
Lord. Holy crap.
Oh.
Man, you know it, dude. Making what the the pancreas. Making everybody's pancreas is run wild. American pancreas is running like the transmission in that Jagd Panther from Reese's game.
Wide open.
Yeah, dude. Some people pay extra. Yeah, exactly.
I do need to finish my Arvin, though.
Speaking of hobby stuff, I've been farting around with on this Mars 3 again.
Yeah.
And figured out I could print quite literally every cruiser in the Kriegsmarine on one build plate. So that's cool.
How'd that turn out?
I haven't printed it yet. I didn't have time to get it going before I went to work, and I probably should have started it when I got home here tonight, because then it'd be coming done just about now, but I didn't, so I'm not that smart.
Yeah. Reese, Nordic's got a question for you.
What's that?
I've had an entire CO2 canister and a full container of paintballs unloaded on me at point blank range at Gettysburg. Does that count?
Okay. When you were reading that, you took a break right after unloaded a CO2 container, and I thought for sure Nord was about to launch into a story about doing whippets, which is only better at Gettysburg. Like, Nord's like, this one time I had an entire CO2 canister, and then I talked to, Dan Sickle. Like, we're just doing whippets until we talk to people who haven't been there since 1863. That's why Nord let it down whipping. Whip it good, buddy. I mean, get after it, man. I feel like there's worse ways to spend an afternoon than doing whippets talking to Dan Sickles. I mean, if you could actually talk to Dan Sickles and get Dan Sickles doing whippets too, that'd be cool. He might shoot you, but just stay away from Teresa and you'll probably be okay.
Wait, was Dan Sickles the one that killed Van Dorn?
No, Dan Sickles is the one who killed Francis Scott Key's kid because he was banging his wife.
I gotcha.
No, Dan Sickles is the person who saved Meade's left flank at Gettysburg. I will fight any and all of you. Bring it.
I believe y'all. I just wonder if he had anything to do with the revenge on the Francis Scott Key Bridge.
Oh God! Oh, would you?
I feel like that's India's revenge against Dan Sickles. Yeah.
Oh, when in doubt, whip it.
Yeah, dude, whip it good.
Chris Long says, I might have ordered a Cobra Max. I needed something bigger. Oh, God. See, this is why
We're
we're
having
all
way
looking
too
around.
much
That
fun,
make
though. I love it.
your asses off.
Accurate.
Oh, God.
Don't worry, Ashley. We're just talking about doing whippets with Civil War generals. It's all good. You guys are from small town Iowa. You are intimately familiar with whippets.
Damn it. Oh, you're killing me. Oh. This is an extra special, extra silly live stream event. Oh, God. Well, see, this is the decompression from the stress of the build-up to the gaming event. Making sure everything's done, making sure we packed everything, making sure we got everything there. There was something that I forgot to bring, and I don't remember what it was.
To march
So
to
it
victory?
wasn't important. What's that?
To march to victory?
Yeah. So luckily, I had everything I absolutely had to have to play. But I was thinking that I had forgotten something now. Anyway, thank you so much, man. Not only was this a great show on many levels, I really needed to hang out with you guys. Hey, just about every Wednesday night. I know there was, last September, but that's done with. McMurray Sickles cannot be held accountable for that. He lost his mind and later lost his leg.
Yeah, dude. But he found the thing that really matters, which is the friends we make along the way.
I thought you were going to say the CO2 canister.
Also true.
Yes, I was dying. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I absolutely am glad I do not smoke. I'd be hacking up all kinds of black lung phlegm. Oh. This is a Danny and a half. Is that supposed to be a day and a half? I'm
Who
not
knows
sure
who
it's
Danny is, but if he's this fun, I want in.
Yeah,
Whoa,
Danny does sound
yeah,
cool as shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
He said, no, and that hurt. It was at point blank range, had welts for a week.
a dandy. There you go. A dandy. That makes
Oh,
sense.
dandy. You're a dandy if you do.
It's okay. I think, if I remember right, it was a Wednesday night. I got rolled by a bull like an hour before live stream one night.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
well,
why you should
it was outside the fence. What were you going to do?
I know.
you should stick to those kind of activities with your wife.
Man.
What's the line out of Oh Brother Where Art Thou? Oh no, we're not the livestock.
Yeah.
Let's. Oof. Oh, that's a dick move. On the bright side, you're already there. Like, okay.
So
cool.
the thing is, I stopped reading halfway through. I read it. The funny part was my friend dropped me with the paintballs right below a spot.
And I was like, oof.
Ah. And then I kept reading. I was in the right location to receive medical help, albeit 135 years too late. With whippets, though.
Again, that's the point. You do enough whippets, you're going to think you're right
You're there.
there when you need to be.
Just take it back in time.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I've had some people tell me there's some wild shit on whippets.
I bet.
I mean, you're quite literally just intentionally depriving your brain of oxygen so you can see dumb shit. Yeah, you probably see some real dumb shit.
I'm a firm believer in drug use bringing on demonic experiences.
I'm a firm believer in drug use showing that Darwin was exactly right.
Uh-huh.
If there's anything that needs to be illegal, it's Narcan. Anyways,
Hot take.
so I've been printing these Kriegsmarine guys, right? It's pretty entertaining. Let's see. You know what I really want to do? What if I brought you remember my stupid Star Wars stuff I did last year?
Oh yeah, with
Dale and the Intimidator and
yeah.
everybody. And oh geez, good Lord, the Gambler and everybody. Yeah. Maybe I should bring that stuff, like with Darth Brooks and everybody.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tail is sweeping all my airplanes off the deck. Where are you doing this?
What'd you say, Reese?
I'd play that.
Yeah, the whole thing is just based off of like 1990s NASCAR and Star Wars. Because it's the galaxy far, far away, but not that long ago. And honestly, only about as far as, northern Arkansas, southern Missouri.
Do you have a Bill Elliott analog?
I don't have a monologue for him, no, but like I have those trashed speeders, and then
Yeah.
I have Dale the speeder, the number 3.
Yeah, the black one with the number 3.
Yeah, because he's the Intimidator, and he's just a speeder bike racing guy, or a speeder racing guy that's a good friend of Darth Brooks.
Yeah.
And then I think I have a jet bike for Darth Brooks as well, and a couple other guys. And then I got those shore troopers who are just there to party.
Oh yeah, well, the ones with
They're-
the fucking rubber duck ring and
Yeah, those are
and
the
floaties.
like lake shore troopers, though, not the ocean ones. They're lake shore troopers. Yeah.
yeah.
They are certainly there to party.
Are we talking Ozarks or Taneycomo? Because
Not like Wapapello. Like the place that even like the Ozarks has too many fancy people at it.
Table Rock.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Yeah.
my folks are from Bull Shoals, so I mean,
Yeah, exactly. You got it figured out. Yeah.
we're
Bull
the
Shoals, Table
Covenant-
Rock.
We're the Covenants
like-
where the arm of the Lord got raided by a bunch of FBI and fishing hats.
Yeah, it's like, Party Cove, except for there's no, water patrol. Yeah. And then I got that Jedi that I painted up, so not the Sith, because Darth Brooks, he's a Sith Lord.
Right.
But then I painted out that Canadian Jedi that's got a bunch of Bush Light Bush Light empties on his base, and his cloak
Yeah.
is like old deer hunter or old duck hunter camo. He's pretty cool. The Canadian Jedi, Chris
I like-
Long.
I like Duck Hunter camo.
Same. It's kind of the best. But yeah, so I mean, it's all there. That didn't even go into like that. That's what breached it from southern U.S. rednecks to Canadian rednecks, because it's essentially a red-green Jedi.
Right.
Like if I could find some Trailer Park Boys looking Jedi next, we'd be golden. Which they got to be out there, like.
If not, you can always go to Hero Forge.
That's true.
I'm still looking for some modern criminals to go up against my SWAT teams.
So again, the question is, what kind of modern criminals do you want? Because Bobby Jackson has some that you could use.
More like Heat style and not like straight up.
Those are super easy to find. Like
Okay.
Empress and shit, every one of their figures that's supposed to look like just a random criminal, they all look like operators just wearing
Suits.
normal person clothes, because they don't know how to sculpt what actual fucking people look like, because they're from an entire country that nobody's ever held an actual fucking gun.
Right. Skullforge Modern has some stuff I might actually look at.
That's fair. See, I thought you wanted actual, like, real-life criminals, not Val Kilmer criminals.
Which, I'm sorry, that was a solid movie.
No, it's one of the best movies to ever have a shooting scene in it, but they're not normal criminals.
Charlie dug that movie.
Because Charlie's cool as shit, apparently.
Yeah. He was
Right.
he was asleep until the gunfire started, and then he got really excited.
We're going hunting. We're going hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his dad's having fun. He's hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh God, I think I've recovered.
Good. I haven't.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
Never mind.
Well, we've gone past 2 hours, so I think we're gonna go and wrap this up for the night. Thanks for joining us, guys. We're still 12 strong tonight, so that's good. Thank you one and all.
Yeah.
McMurray,
All
I'm
right,
glad
Reese.
you were able to make it and on pretty much on time.
Reese, we are officially into the late night butthole degenerate section.
of this show. Can you hold fucking Min up for the camera?
Oh yeah, hang on just a second. I gotta find her again. Oh, she happened to be underneath my magnifying glass.
Oh, we know what Reese is doing. Yeah,
Right.
there's your Min. Look, oh, bags. I forgot to put any basing material in there.
Oh,
So-
it worked really well for concrete.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
to just like awkwardly speckle paint the base.
It worked.
Yep. So,
I gotta find a new place to hide her.
all right, guys. So next week we'll be talking progress on our projects. I might have some B-17s painted. I won't have them decaled because I'm still looking for the right decals for what I want. Oh, real quickly, and I'll get more into this next show. Got some information about my great uncle.
And he was cool as all get out.
Yeah, he was. And just found out the reason my great however many grandfathers back wound up in Iowa is I need to read a little more, but it looks like he received 40 acres in Iowa for being in the War of 1812. So got that going for us.
That's pretty cool. I may be slow on the hobby front because I'm packing up my entire hobby room to move. So
Yeah, you are moving soon.
Yeah, but then you're going to be in St. Louis, so you can do so much more hobbying.
I wish, but not really.
You know, there's washing machines up here, right? Like a lot of them.
I know, but I got to how do I put it? Build the rapport with my boss before he sets up Bakewell St. Louis. So,
All right. I thought this was your family business.
So, yes, but I went to work for somebody else who does the exact same thing.
Turning your back
Oh.
on the family.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait.
there wasn't enough income in that for Pa and I both to make a living at it, and Pa didn't want to retire. So I said, you know what, give it a couple of years, we'll talk. So
I thought
there
in
you go.
Arkansas you could only do missionary because you can never turn your back on family.
That's Alabama.
No, they're not that far apart.
but no, we have a whole state between us.
Yeah, Mississippi. Mississippi, the only state Louisiana can make fun of. So, there goes all of our Louisiana viewers. Sorry, guys.
Oh, the Mississippi viewers?
That's okay. They're still trying to spell go to say go
Yeah.
away.
I'm about to say they haven't caught on to it yet. You'd be all right.
All right, guys. Well, again, thanks everybody. Honestly, when I say this, you guys are the best. And until next time, we will see you on the flip side.